Hey there, North Woodbury. Welcome to our Midweek Connect. And again, this is a time where we share with you things that are coming up or remind you of things. And we also do a little bit of a recap on what we covered in the sermon on this past Sunday. So first of all, as far as letting you know what's going on, please be reminded that this Sunday evening we have our annual congregational meeting, which is going to be more of a service where we're going to gather, hear testimony, worship together, and also look at the items that we need to cover, such as electing offices of elder, treasurer, trustee, and passing the budget for 2021. So please make it a point to come on out on Sunday evening. And if you are not going to be able to attend, we are going to be doing that live stream so you can stay tuned in. But we do need to know, if you're not going to be here, we need you to send in those ballots that we mailed out to those of you who are members. We want you to get those back to us as soon as possible. So please do that in a timely fashion. And otherwise, we plan to see you on Sunday morning and also on Sunday evening. So we're looking forward to that. As far as the recap on what we talked about this past Sunday, we were in the book of Isaiah, which is interesting in the fact that as it comes out of the Old Testament, oftentimes it is called a gospel because it speaks so much about Jesus Christ. And we see in chapter 9, it is talking about Christ and it's pointing to Him, but it gives us a picture into the character of who God is and reveals to us that nature based on the names that are given. So in Isaiah chapter 9 and starting in verse 6, it says this: "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end." And what we talked about this past Sunday was that first name, Wonderful Counselor. And when you put those two things together, we get a picture of who Christ is and how Christ actually reveals the nature and the character of God, because He is God. And He's God in the flesh. And so Wonderful Counselor, that word wonderful, oftentimes we don't know how to perceive that. Is that a noun or an adjective? Should it stand alone? But it actually goes together with counselor, Wonderful Counselor, Pele, which is two facets that we'll look at as far as counselor. But when you take that word Pele and you that is the word for wonderful, it's defining an intermediary, someone who goes in between, someone who stands in the gap, someone who is like a lawyer, is an intercessor. Christ is interceding for us. And so when you think about that context of lawyer, counselor, which is oftentimes what lawyers are referred to. Why do we need one? Well, because we have an accuser. And so Christ stands in the gap as an intercessor for us, legally declaring us righteous for those who belong to Him. We are hidden in Him. And so there is a declaration there, a defense that is made on our behalf. And so that's one form of Wonderful Counselor. He's our daysman, as the book of Job talks about, our lawyer who goes before us and defends us. He intercedes on our behalf. And He's more than a lawyer, He's actually the judge as well. So the second part of that is, as a counselor, He is one who teaches us. He reveals things. When you go to a counselor, they help reveal things, reveal areas of wounding. They help reveal the truth so that you can then walk in a greater sense of wholeness and healing. And so that's what He is. That is the nature of our Father as it is presented in the person of Christ, who, when He bursts onto the scene, He becomes all of these things for His people. He becomes a Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. And so we want to be reminded of that as we think about Christmas, we think about Advent, which is anticipation for arrival. We want to be prepared and be ready. I love the Christmas season. For that cause, it reminds us to be ready, to be watching, to be looking forward and longing for the coming King. He is our wonderful counselor. He's the one who goes on your behalf, and He's also the one who teaches you the truth. So remember that as we walk into this season of Christmas, as we walk into Advent, what that looks like and what that means. And I pray that it would be an encouragement to you. So be encouraged, and hope you have a great week. Please plan to attend here on Sunday morning and Sunday evening for our gathering as we prepare to look into 2020 or 2021, not 2020, but into 2021 and what the Lord will do as we are His people following Him in obedience. So have a great week, and we will see you soon, North Woodbury.